Thank you, everyone, for participating, for attending this event. Our first, I'm not sure how often we'll do it, our first regular dialogue with the alumni. I really appreciate you being here. We have a wonderful list of graduates who are joining us. I really appreciate your time. We'll try to keep the event to an hour and a half. And though we are presenting electrical, civil, and mechanical engineering students, I think the message these graduates have really applies to any of our students. I asked them a few questions. I asked, is there something you wish you had done while you were here at UDC? Do they have any advice about education? What about the senior project? Some other questions about networking and job searching and other things. So hopefully you'll get some good nuggets. If even you just take one thing away from this event, I think you'll appreciate it. So I have on the screen now the list of graduates that are joining us for this event. And what I'd like to do is ask each of you to introduce yourselves, and I'll share your PowerPoint slides, or if you want to share your own, that would be great. Let me stop this and see if I can find the other slides. And we will go on. I'm going to begin with the person who got me started with this thing, which is Vance Warren. I'm starting with Vance.
Good afternoon, everyone.
He stopped in my office one day and we picked the date, April 4th, for him to present. And turns out that all of the graduates that I asked said yes. So if you would just kick us off here, Vance, with your idea of this event and tell us a little bit about yourself. And really, thank you so much for joining us. Go right ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vance Warren Jr. Some of you may remember me from UDC. I am a Spring 23 graduate. I got my bachelor's in electrical engineering with computer engineering option. Right now, I work for Raytheon Missiles and Defense. I am a responsible engineering authority, which is a really long way of explaining I'm the fixer, the go-to guy, the guy that makes sure that one thing gets to the next thing so that this person can do that, and make sure that we document everything so that we can come back to it later. That is the particular role that I fill at Raytheon right now. I'm currently part of the algorithms and simulations division, but possibly will be transferring to the system integrations and testing. As far as, is there something I wish that I had done? I wish I had emphasized not only about the hard skills, but the soft skills, the communication skills, the problem solving,
Could you come here a second?
I wish that I had emphasized that more with the teams that I were on during my internships or class projects while at UDC. That is a very intricate thing that not only gets you into the door, but helps you progress after you do get into the door. These slides were up there. Just like for your not on mute. And the slides have disappeared.
Oh, sorry.
Not sure if you're sharing them still.
Apparently not. Oh, I know why. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
There are several things that I did not know in coming into the engineering world, as far as how things are done, how things progress from the different levels of engineering. That when you come in as an entry level hire, it's not always the same thing. And you can come in as an entry level hire, but come in at a higher level than others. So one of the things that Dr. Nietzsche told me in one of our first intro to engineering classes was, it's not what you know, it's what you can do with what you know. And being able to demonstrate that is really what gets you into the door. So with that being said, your capstone project is essential. A lot of people just try to check the box and just get through it to get out of there and graduate. But I'm telling you right now that that's what you're supposed to be able to tout. That's what you're supposed to be able to point to as, this is what I can do with what I know. So definitely don't take that lightly. I'm not saying don't take the options that are in front of you, but this is something that you're going to carry with you, or should carry with you. And as far as advice about the education that you're going through right now, internships, not organizations. I don't want to say not organizations, because there are wonderful organizations that are at UDC. However, the internships are opportunities for you to not only sharpen your knowledge of what you already know, because you're getting very surface level knowledge in the courses that you're getting. And internships are a way to apply that immediately, or show that you can apply that immediately, which is very, very prevalent for hiring managers. Networking, just do it. Jump right out there. Do not be afraid about what people are going to think about you. People are always going to think a certain type of way about you. And to be honest with you, all of us engineers are a little weird. We've come to accept it. The more we embrace it, the better we are, the better off we are. And I can tell you right now, when you get to large companies, like I work for Raytheon, they have 181,000 employees spread throughout the world. And there's so many different faces. There's so many different cultures all coming together for common purpose. It's something I've never seen outside of the Army. As far as job search, I cannot stress enough how helpful the BEA conference was. I left BEA conference the first day with 7 offers. 3 more offers rolled in within a week later. I can't tell you how important it is that you take the BEA conference seriously. It's too late for this year, but holy crap, if you have the opportunity to do that next year, do it. Even if you're graduating this semester, still go. It is a place where dozens of people are looking for people just like you. Printing a copy of your resumes. What your companies are willing to do for you as far as in new hires, ask a lot of questions. Almost everything is negotiable. Almost everything is negotiable. And make sure that you treat it as such, because they are not going to offer it to you immediately. Whatever offer that they offer you immediately is negotiable. If they say that it's not, you might have to move on. You might have to stick to your word about moving on. It is always a good thing to try to leverage one offer. Even if you already are working for a particular company, leveraging an offer that you receive that is higher is twofold. It shows the company that you are versatile and that you have drawn interest from others, and 2, that you actually want to stay. Because most of the time, if I did not want to stay, there would be no point in me telling you about this offer. I would just leave. I would put in my 2 weeks and be gone in just that. So using other offers to leverage what you already have into raising the bar is always a good thing. I'm done.
Thank you so much for those words, Vance. I am, and everyone, thank you for coming. What we're going to be doing is going into breakout rooms afterwards. So you'll have more an opportunity to talk with Vance about any of the topics he mentioned. I want to move over to civil engineering, and we have Skarleth here. If Skarleth, can you come on camera and
Hi, yes.
hi, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us. I am first going to stop the sharing. We're going to make you we're staging you, and then I'm going to find your slides and put them up again.
Okay, I am in my car, so I'm on a job site. I'm camera.
Understand.
But not driving, right?
Not driving. I'm parked.
Thank you. All right, I think I'm sharing now. And I think I'm going full screen. And I got to get back to you. There you are.
Awesome. Hello.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Great. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be here. I appreciate you all including me. So like my slides say, my name is Skarleth Gutierrez. I am graduate, 2021 graduate from UDC as a civil engineer. Currently, I'm working as a project engineer with Whiting Turner Contracting. What we do is we manage construction projects for commercial buildings. Currently, I've been working in higher education, but I have also had some experience with hospitals. So it's a great job. Currently, I'm stationed at University of Maryland. We are building the Zupnik Hall, which will be their civil engineering building, which is a privilege to have. We can go back to the previous slide, Ms. Langford. And then I'm also part of SCUB3, which is a electronic piping project here at University of Maryland. We're changing their hot water, cold water system. So it's very interesting. We can go to the next slide, Ms. Langford. So lessons learned. Let me see if I can zoom this in. So in terms of school resources, get involved in groups, take on leadership positions and research opportunities. This was a pivotal time in my time at UDC. I started very slowly, taking part and slowly I got more involved in the school, and come to find out there's so many resources out there, so many places that can use your help, and all of those opportunities go really well on your resume. One thing that made me stand out from everyone else and got me hired with my current company is my leadership position. So if you have that personality and you're able to take leadership in any networking events and any student clubs and anything that UDC has, do it, because it's going to teach you something and it's going to look good on your resume and it's going to help you get hired. And some of their research pays, so you're benefiting in all ends. Lesson that I learned through my time in UDC is to research what you're getting into. There's several different career paths for all careers, and me in particular, he offered a lot of design options, which I like, but I'm more of a communication person. So in my research, I came across construction management, which isn't something currently offered at UDC, but it will be offered in the upcoming years. And I just feel it's such a lucrative side of civil engineering, and it's something that fits a different personality. I'm more of the extroverted engineer, so If you're extroverted and you like to talk to people and you like to put out little fires here and there and walk around and not necessarily be behind a desk, then definitely construction management is for you. Another thing that I learned throughout my time at UDC is the people around you and students that are going through the same things that you're going through are your support group. And don't be afraid to talk to them. Don't be afraid to create relationships with them. Don't be afraid to help other people that are in your department, because that creates great relationships. And eventually those people become resources at other companies when you become a professional.
I heard that, yes.
So definitely network with the people around you. The people around you are going to be, I guess, your strong part when you go into the professional world. Everyone that I was with in my graduating class, most of us still keep in touch. We have brunch every now and then. We discuss the things that are going through our career, things that we're confused about, and we just know that dynamic, so it's very helpful. And then another thing that Warren also mentioned is networking and soft skills. I can't emphasize enough how important soft skills are in the field. Soft skills are crucial. Soft skills are important for you to get promoted and for you to communicate, period. So yes, hard skills are one thing, but all companies are willing to teach you as long as you're willing to learn. Soft skills is something that people can't really teach you. It has to come out of you and you have to be willing to do it. So definitely look into that, figure out what's your strong side and just run with it. And then I just wanted to share a picture of me at the top of the crane, Georgetown University, which is one of the buildings that we just finished construction in. It's going to be the McCourt Georgetown University Law Center down on East Street by the Capitol. So that's where that picture was taken. It was very exciting. It was my first time on top of a crane, so I was petrified. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Skarleth. And I should have mentioned that please do feel free to use the chat, and we'll try to monitor those as well. So let's move on to someone who is in school. We're going to go to Giancarlo and mechanical engineering student. And Giancarlo, go right ahead.
Sure. So I graduated in 2020 and went straight into a PhD program at Cornell. So I've basically just been in school since I've gone, and got my master's here, and I'm about a year away from getting a PhD. And so kind of in a niche research area of ceramic additive manufacturing, but also micro additive manufacturing. Don't know if the slides are up.
They are not, because I
Oh.
missed that detail.
Okay.
So I'm sorry.
Fine.
I'm looking.
Sure. I can also share them if you need.
If you won't mind, go right ahead. Backup plan is always a good thing. My boss taught me that.
I'm not really sure why it's not.
I'm getting it.
Okay. Okay. I think I am sharing it now.
All right, good. Thank you.
This is the first time I've used WebEx since I left UDC, so
Yeah.
it's taking me a minute. So yeah, just briefly go through that first slide. This is me next to the printer that I'm spending a lot of my time with. It's yellow light because we are using a photosensitive system. Yeah, so what I've been doing is kind of this advanced energy systems work. We're kind of doing everything from ceramic heat pipes for nuclear electric propulsion systems. So that's with NASA. Working on monopropellant rocket thrusters with the Air Force Research Lab, MOOG, and Syntex, which is kind of an interesting combination of research facilities as well as industry, and also with spacecraft thrusters. So a lot of ceramic additive manufacturing for aerospace applications, and that's with DARPA. And then we've also been working on projects with Cornell Center for Sustainability. So it's a large mix of kind of research organizations in the federal government, but also private industry. And it's been a pretty interesting journey so far, and been developing kind of unique processes, which are actually marketable to industry. So there's kind of a development of kind of a marketing side, almost to say to speak. So we can sell to Syntex, say, our silicon nitride that we've developed for printing, since they make silicon nitride parts. Kind of a couple of pieces of advice from my time at UDC. A real critical component was spending time in extracurricular research. I think it's easy to get overwhelmed with maybe just the course loads and stuff like that, but kind of a really important thing is to actually figure out how to apply the stuff that you're learning in class, and how you can use that. I did work with metal 3D printing and electrochemical 3D printing in my research, and that led directly to kind of my current research path, where I'm developing new printing technologies and going from there. And really the other critical piece is to take advantage of internships. So I tried to intern every summer while I was at UDC, and I had an incredible internship at the Naval Research Lab through the Washington Center. So I encourage everyone to look up that program. You get to stay right in DC, and I did really intensive research over the entire summer and learned about electrochemical engineering, which was really unique. And then also had an opportunity to work on spacecraft thermal design with Johnson Space Center. Again, also incredibly valuable, and that really does help bolster your resume, particularly if you're looking at higher education. I would also say the extracurricular research where you can potentially publish, also incredibly important. You know, I was able to get some publications before I even started my graduate studies, so that looks incredible on a resume. And again, I encourage everyone to take some time and figure out what the research options are at UDC and spend some time on that.
Fantastic. Am I on? Thank you. Let's go back to electrical to Dil.
Hello. Hey, Ann.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us. I can again share my screen.
Okay.
And from current slide this time. All righty, please take it away.
Perfect. Hello, my name is Dilnesahu Nukuro. You can call me Dil. I am a graduate of 2018. I majored in electrical, minor in computer engineering at UDC, and right after my graduation, and before like 6 months before I graduate, I had a chance to participate in like BEA conference, and I've got an opportunity to meet with great companies that were presenting like on career development, and I took that opportunity, and I have applied in several companies, and I've got a job offer before even I graduate from Intel. And so the Intel journey was pretty much the hardest and the toughest process. And the hardest part was once I got offered from Intel, the interview process was like very tough. It was about 8 hours interview process, and I had to flew from Washington DC to Oregon. That's where their industry base located, and those like interview process was challenging, and 8 hours like all day interview with like 12 HR every 2 to 3 hours, like 2-3 people, they exchange time, and then they exchange it. And can you go to the next slide? Or I can use.
Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah. So during those interview, the best thing that I have used was the experience that I've got at UDC, and those was like my hand-on experience and the things that I have learned, the project that I have involved with, and the activities that I was involved with at UDC. Those helped me a lot during the interview process. The easiest part is if you know what you are talking about, like about what you learn, what you work it on, and what are the things that you were involved with. Example, like the project, research assisting, or the internship. And those helped me a lot to focus on those interview process. And then they didn't ask me anything exact. They were asking me like directly what I have done, what are the experience I have got, and what are the things that I have learned. So since I had used an opportunity at the UDC, so it helped me to went through all the 8 hours interview. The first question is there something that you had wished you had done or wish you had known at UDC? Not that I can think of, because I have taken full advantage of opportunities that were provided at UDC. And so the first advantage was knowing what's going on in the university. I've got lucky that I have met one of the senior engineer. He was one of my good friend. He told me about what was going on at the university, about the involvement in different projects, having strong relationship with professors, and having like a good relationship with advisors and different departments. So I have used those opportunity. I reached out with the professors. One of the great professors that helped me by offering like a research assistance program was Dr. Kote. He is here. And so I involved in research in his project. And then, so I have used all the opportunity that UDC provided. I regularly sought guidance from professors and mentors to ensure I was making the most my academic and personal growth. The professor was very nice, and they were very helpful. And my advisor was, I don't think he is working right now, Dr. Hagani. He was so friendly, and he was very helpful. I remember that I used to ask him like 1,000 questions, like, and he was so patient, and then he was answering me. He guided through. And one of the things that he challenged me was, so after I participated in some of the project, he told me that to come up with my own idea to do the project. And then I came up with my own innovation, and I have published that my paper on IEEE, and I've got awarded. And when he challenged me, like when he told me like to come up with my own idea, he gave me all the resources that was UDC was provided. And then I took that advantage, and then I was able to come up with my own innovation, and then I published that paper. And if you search my name, you can find on the Google. And that was like the best pride that I I was using whenever I go to like different industry to share about my experiences. Yeah. Advice about education. As we all know, the technology is rapidly changing, and we are experiencing like fastest changing time ever that we are living, and it's crucial to ensure that education align with this real world and incorporate the newest technology. If the university and also the student can catch up with the newest technology that is coming or changing, because if you don't change or if you don't update yourself like right away in 1 or 2 years, like technology are expiring and then they are bringing like very new technology. So my best advice is being up to date and connecting with the technology and with the online system researches, and reading newsletters, and getting updated with the technology that is changing. And this ensures that students are well prepared to navigate and contribute effectively in dynamic landscape of today's world. Uh, uh, so, ed, uh, schools may not teach everything. So my best advice is like being motivated to for self-learning, like from online, and always being inspired with the biggest company that is always come up with the new idea and new technology, and then giving time to learn about those things that will help to be updated in the education. Uh, Next slide, please. The importance of successful senior project. The senior project is the reflection of like our journey that we have learned in university time. It's a chance to showcase that what we have learned. It also help to prepare for the real real world future projects. I mean, future company that you are joining. So the importance of successive senior project is the very first project that is very first hand-on experience that we talk about in the industry whenever we applied at the job, when we get the interview. So that's the first thing that they ask about. So being successful in senior project will help, or it will give a topic that you talk about what you have done and what you have worked on. Yeah. Network and job search. So network and job search it's a bridge between the school world or the university and the next industry that you are going to join. So my advice is actively engaging in network to connect with professors, gain insight into career paths, and enhance employment prospect. For example, university prepare work enforcement, like different conference and different career paths, and working with them and then participating in those network will help to get a job. And another thing is constantly and being not tired, just applying jobs like online on the online job search engines, applying. Like I remember I used to apply in just one single day, like 40 to 50 jobs that was like posted online, and I was keep applying, and then uh, in 2 to 3 weeks I was getting like a lot of phone calls like to get interviewed, because I give my time and then I applied for all job that was posted related to my positions, and then that was helpful. So constant effort demonstrate commitment to potential employment and paving the way for the future success. So having a constant being applied for the job. Did you have a question,
Dylan,
Anne?
Yes, sir. I would like you to just finish up in the next 30 or seconds or so.
Yes.
I would be glad to, if you all are okay with that, I'll be glad to share the slides with the audience. And you have such a rich list of points here, and I do want everyone to have it, but we do need to move to the next person.
Yes, 30 seconds is enough. So what is your company is looking for an employee? They are looking someone who can speak hand-on experience and energy that to learn like new environment. And those are the things that they are looking. And thank you for your time, guys. This is all what I have.
Yes, thank you so much. That was a wonderful presentation. We're going to go now back to mechanical and Denikka Brent. Can you join us, Denikka, on
Yep,
camera?
I'm here.
Great, thank you.
Will you be sharing or do I need to share?
I think I can manage it. Let's say yes, I can share screen from current slide.
Okay.
There we go.
Right. Okay. Well, hello everyone. My name is Denikka Brent. And I'm an aerospace engineer. I work at NAVAIR, Naval Air Systems Command in the Air Vehicle Department. I've been working there for about 8 years now. What we basically do is we are the acquisition source for all the military aircraft, more specifically the Navy, so all naval aircraft. And so I provide engineering support for sustainment, for acquiring new products, for maintenance, for repair, things like that. I graduated from UDC in 2016, a little while ago, with a Bachelor in Mechanical Engineer. Just recently graduated with my Master in Aerospace Engineering from the University of Maryland. And this year I'm going back to get my Ph.D. In aerospace, focusing on hypersonic aircraft and modeling and simulation. Next slide, please. All right. So let's see. So yeah, like I said, I attended UDC from 2011 through 2016. I was a student athlete, so a bunch of balance was needed. I was on the road a lot, and so that presented its own challenges, but it did help me learn how to balance school and things outside of school. So when you start working in the workforce, you learn how to balance family and social life and your own personal time and things like that. Because as an engineer, your job can be stressful, and so you will need those skills to, not drive yourself crazy. I did some undergraduate research with Dr. Tyagi, did some nanotechnology research, additive manufacturing, also with Dr. Kate Klein, I did an LSAMP internship, and with Dr. Laura Thompson. She was my advisor for the capstone, and we, did additive manufacturing for prosthetics. Like I said, I work at NAVAIR. I work specifically in the polymers and composites branch. And so I am the thermomechanical lab manager. I am the additive manufacturing lab manager. And just recently, probably about a year or two ago, I started leading up all the efforts for hypersonic composite materials. And so I lead that, and also I do some modeling and simulation for naval hypersonic vehicles. So just, kind of doing a bunch of things, but as you progress in your career, you become experts in certain things, there will be opportunities presented to you to lead certain projects and to lead certain labs and things like that. Going into kind of like lessons learned, I would say one thing that I wish I would have done while I was a student at UDC, I wish I would have started my research and networking way sooner than I did. thankfully I had, amazing faculty, where actually Dr. Tiagi came to me and said, hey, do you want to do some research? And it was like, I did 5 years. So it was my senior year, well, actually going into my senior year. And he came to me and asked if I wanted to do research. And so while I was there, did a bunch of research with him. I was I don't know how the additive manufacturing lab looks like now, but when I was there, I think it was like 2 or 3 printers in there, and we were trying to stand it up. So yeah, I wish I would have started sooner, because like I said, I was a student athlete. So sometimes it's hard balancing the academics, and traveling and things like that. So I didn't have the highest GPA. But what saved me is my research. And so I crammed a bunch of research in the last year and a half. And so on my resume, they saw things like capstone, and they saw all the different research opportunities that I had, and all the internships that I did. And to speak to that, I also got a job offer at Bea. And I got that while I was still in school. And I think it was February, February right before I graduated. It was from NAVAIR. And so I've been there ever since. So I was lined up to go right into the workforce right after graduation, because of going to these job fairs and going to these conferences. And when they looked at my resume, they saw my GPA, which wasn't terrible, but it wasn't 4.0. But then they went to the next page and saw all my research. So that's what, for me, my experience, that's what these companies looked at, the research. So I would say definitely get as much research done, get some meaningful research done, research that you could present at conferences, research that you could publish papers and journals with. Advice about education, especially if you're looking to further your education beyond an undergraduate degree, take your classes seriously, because fundamentals matter. I know sometimes we just want to, we just get burnt out. We want to breeze through classes, or, we just want to get it over it. But I would say take every class seriously, because as I was getting my master's, I had to go back and look at some of the things I learned in my undergraduate program. So yes, take every class seriously, really hone in on the fundamentals, especially if you want to continue your degree, or continue your education. Professional advice. Yes, we can apply online and do all these things. What worked for me was the conferences. So I would say go to as many conferences as you can, go to as many job fairs as you can, let people see your face. And do, like I said, do that as soon as you can, so you could get it under your belt and get used to, get used to how to talk to people and how to carry these conversations. Yeah, and yeah, go to an organization that best fits your needs. NAVAIR is a government organization, so there's like this, this thing that, unspoken thing, that government, in entry, government doesn't pay as much, but they have work-life balance. I wanted that work-life balance. I wanted to still work, but still enjoy life. And I'm not saying in private, this is just my experience. I'm not saying in private you can't enjoy life, but there's just sometimes a difference there. Also, if you want to go back to school and work, that's a option as well. Government pays for school. I know other companies do as well, but that's how I was able to go back to school. I graduated from UDC, started working, and the government funded for my graduate research. So that's an option as well, to do. So I encourage you to look for jobs that might fund your education further. Also, when you get a job and you start working on a team, because as engineers, we work on a team, I would say be the person in the room that offers something that no one else can do. I would say that has worked for me. I work in hypersonics, and in naval applications, we're just kind of getting, you know, we're just coming to the party to for lack of better words. The Air Force has been doing things to hypersonics, other entities have been doing things to hypersonics. Because I did hypersonics in my graduate research, I now have a skill set that not many people in my organization have. So when you present, and that creates more value as me in personnel. So I would say that as you start to progress in your career, look for ways to fill voids, look for ways to present things to the organization that doesn't seem like, you know, it's very common, and that will help you really progress in your career. And yeah, like I said, with the job search, research, at least for me, research had way more than the GPA. Yes, do great in your classes, learn all you can, but make sure you get that research. Yeah, and I think that's all I have.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. We're going to move back to electrical engineering with Keenan Leatham.
Can you hear
And
me?
we can hear you, and I do have your slides, which I'm going to share them, and everyone should see them now.
All right. Hello, so my name is Keenan Leatham. I earned my BS in electrical engineering from the Computer and Electrical Engineering Department at UDC. I work for Raytheon Technologies for the ERFT group. I build satellites and other hardware for multiple three-letter agencies. So something that I jumped into for my senior project. It was very unexpected, but I enjoy my job, and I have to definitely thank Dr. Cote of helping me get the expertise to do the job. So next slide.
Oh, it's me. I'm on.
So advice and tips. Is there something that you wish you had looked at UDC? I would say looking at different positions at different companies. I could tell you once I graduated, I did not expect to be an RF engineer, but it was the best fit for me. Learn the material. I could say I use 95% of my material on the job every day. So definitely learn all the material well, because it definitely will help you in projects and applying the concepts to real world applications. Importance of senior project. So my senior project, it definitely helped me get a lot of offers. I presented my senior project at ERN and I won first place. And then also, a lot of the companies were interested in my senior project. I got over 10 offers, and then I ended up working for Raytheon, which I work on the same technology at the job. So it's definitely helped me in progressing my career. I think that's all for me.
Great. Thank you so much, Keenan. And next, we're going to go to Pramod.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, you do.
Thank you for the chance to speak today. I'm Pramod Pillai. I graduated 2014 mechanical engineering. Lifelong passion for aerospace. I was able to get a job at Boeing Commercial Aircraft. Being a part of the NSBE group at UDC, going to the NSBE conference, going to the BEA were very important for my career. They allowed me to get my NAVAIR internship, which in turn, I went to NSBE and I got my Boeing interview, which led to my Boeing full-time position. I have been learning continuously on the job, learning from great people at work. Entering my career, I was worried I couldn't cut it. I had imposter syndrome, but I had to, over time, leverage what I had learned on the job to get me new positions, new opportunities. I ran to the fire. People had issues or concerns. I was able to ferret out information, get them solutions.
Awesome. Pramod, would you mind turning on your camera for us?
The,
so we can see you. I know that.
I can't.
Oh, okay. Carry on
I,
then.
no
No worries.
I don't know where it went. So I built on my experience to get me better positions, new experience, greater responsibility and leadership roles. On the screen, you see a large commercial aircraft engine. That's the largest commercial aircraft engine in the world on a twin engine aircraft. That costs millions of dollars, and I was in charge of making sure all these exterior parts are on there correctly so we can conduct testing. The test itself costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. At UDC, I had a great group of friends inside mechanical engineering, had great professors. Dr. O, I hope you're still there. Dr. Klein, I hope you're still there, doing well. When I left UDC, went to industry, surrounded by some ignorance that made me very unhappy. So mental health, keep that in mind. On the job, I've had been opportunity to recruit interns, manage interns. I've seen hundreds of resumes from students, and a lot of them are bad. So make sure you're getting many eyes on it. Get eyes on it from professionals, not from people at the university, not from your classmates. I've seen a lot of useless information on resumes. You can reach out to me if you want any resume advice. Going through my career, I've placed a greater emphasis on standing up for diversity and inclusion and recognizing mental health and how we can support each other as employees, and understanding that being an individual, you have to be willing to admit you need help. Job search, don't sell yourself short. Networking, very important, going to the conferences, just putting yourself out there saying, hello, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm interested in this. My company is Aurora Flight Sciences, a Boeing subsidiary. We are advancing the future of flight. For new employees and entering the field, we're looking for people that can be a self-starter, that can really show their passion, learn, develop, reach out to experts to learn, become a better engineer. And I believe that's it for me. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for presenting. Let's go on to, we're going back to electrical for Lali. Are you there?
I'm here.
Excellent.
So-
Thank you so much. I think I can, do I have your presentation? Oh yeah, I think I do. Do I? I can't remember.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Okay, I apologize. I should have queued it up. Well, you carry on and I'll get it.
Let me, do you want me to share my screen?
I
can-
do. Thank you. I apologize. I thought I had
problem.
a full deck here and I don't.
Let me know if you can see my screen.
We can see your screen. Thank you.
So, all right. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate the opportunity to come in and talk today. My name is Lalindra Jayatilleke. I graduated from UDC back in 2012. I feel very old. It's already been 12 years. I can't believe it. Time flies. I did a BSc in electrical engineering with the computer engineering option as well. I was also a student athlete. I played tennis for the school while I was there. Very interesting experience. Definitely helps round you and to kind of mold some of your your time management skills and trying to juggle all the priorities and responsibilities that you have at home and at school, and obviously your athletic obligations. So that was a great experience. I'm also a current member of the UDC Electrical Engineering Industrial Advisory Board. So I do see Dr. Cote, Dr. O, and the others at least once every semester to discuss all the ongoings of ABET accreditation and etc. And providing my input, and the rest of the folks who are on the board. I believe Dil and a few and Keenan also on the board as well. So great to be part of that and to give back to the school with my advice, a little bit that I know, working 12 years in industry coming out of UDC. I'm currently a senior product manager at Amazon, specifically in the global procurement technology division. So what that means is a lot of my work is working with Amazon to build internal tools to help with procurement, specifically like suppliers. So for example, if there is a box supplier to a specific fulfillment center, we build tools to manage that inventory, to look at contracts, look at the amount of rebates we can get, discounts, things like that, and to be able to manage that data internally. So it's very interesting work from where I had initially started off. So when I graduated from UDC, my first job was actually at Texas Instruments. So the BEA conference, I know several folks mentioned that conference. That's where I got my first introduction to Texas Instruments as well. They had a booth set up there, gave my resume, and that's when the process started interviewing with them. So I spent 8 years at TI. I was an applications engineer. Basically what that means is I used to work with a lot of TI customers. So TI builds chips. So I was helping our customers use the chips in applications. So you can think of the first Alexa that came out from Amazon. I was actually part of the team who was helping Amazon with the development and the deployment of the voice processing on the specific chip that they were using. And they were actually using a TI chip in their first generation Echo. So that was a very cool experience to be part of that. And since then, they moved on to other chipsets, but we were the first one in terms of Texas Instruments being part of the Alexa Echo, the first generation Echo. Spent about, I would say about 6 years as an apps engineer. Then I spent about 2 years as a product engineer. So that transition was very interesting. I was very interested in the business side of it, trying to learn how, how we sell chips, how customers, interact with marketing, getting requirements, feeding that back to the business, kind of going and learning more about designing chips and understanding what to put in the chips so that our customers can use it for different applications. So got into a little bit of robotics there as well. And that was also very an interesting experience. When I was at school, one of the main things that I took advantage of was just projects and ability to work on different research projects. So, I used to work with Dr. Cote, Dr. Zhang. I was also part of the robotics club. I don't know if they still have one, but I actually spent 10 weeks in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at the University of Alabama, and did some research work on drones. And back then, that was like 2011, I believe. So drones were just starting to come out, and it was a great opportunity to work on some of the technology there. Moving on, I also got a chance to go to China with Dr. Zhang and Dr. Mahmood on a research trip. So that was great as well. And just don't forget, UDC has a ton of different opportunities. It's all about just looking around and trying to grab those opportunities. I think all the professors have things going on that you can be a part of. And one of the things coming out of UDC to TI, I was surrounded by graduates from Rice, Cornell, all these big schools, right? I was looking around like, I'm from UDC. Nobody knows who UDC is, right? But it just goes to show the degree is still valuable. Like, I mean, you would not be there unless there was value in your education. Like the TI would not have hired me. So, grab the opportunities around you. Like that's the main thing I would say, if anything. And you got to work hard at them. You can't just half it. You gotta go all the way and put in the work, and you will see you will be rewarded. One of the main things I would stress is documenting your projects. That's a huge one. I remember my first interview at TI, I had a link to my website at the top of my resume, and the guy who was interviewing me clicked on that, and he actually walked through my project on my website, looked at all the pictures, the videos that I put up. So it kind of showed that I can document things. That's very important. A lot of employees want to see your documentation skills. How can you write? How can, just shooting a little 5-minute video of your project can add so much value to what you're doing. So spend time documenting your projects. In terms of job search, there are a ton of companies who do these rotation programs. That's actually how I got into TI. I think GE has them, obviously TI has them, a few others have them. This gives a chance for them to kind of onboard new people coming out of college, where you spend time in different business units and have the opportunity to get a taste for different aspects of the business. So a lot of these big companies do have these rotation programs. So please check those out. I think that's a great way to segue from school into industry. And for me as well, when I walked across the stage, May 12th, 2012, I had an offer from TI already at hand when I got my degree. So your goal should be to have something in your pocket if you can by the time you graduate. That'll help you a ton because then you kind of know where you're going. I had to move to Texas for 6 months and I moved back to Maryland. So a bit of back and forth, but it was a great experience. And also your LinkedIn, make sure that's up to date. Put your projects on there. If you got any publications, put them on there. That's the first place people go to check you out. So make sure your LinkedIn profile is up to date and has the latest and greatest information about you. What is your company looking for in a new employee? So Amazon has something called leadership principles, and there are, I think, like 14 of them. These are my 3 favorite ones. Customer obsession. I mean, look at Amazon Prime. Look at the ability to be able to return things, no questions asked. That's called customer obsession. Like that's like making sure the customer is at the center of anything that you do. So no matter what industry you're in, what you're building, what you're working on, you will have a customer at the end of the day. So make sure you put the customer first and foremost in anything that you do. Bias for action. What does that mean? Bias for action is being able to do something, just jumping in and taking action and being able to get tasks done quickly. And that's something that's valued at Amazon as well. Being able to look around, if there's something that needs to be done, you're getting in there and making sure that it gets done. And the other one is ownership, like just making sure that you take ownership for projects, for things that are on, in front of you, holding on to them and making sure you see them to closure. Like that is a huge one as well. And these are things that I think you can cultivate at school, like even just your little projects, assignments that you're working on, assignments that you are having to turn in. You can demonstrate, a lot of these qualities in how you operate in school. So try to hone those skills as much as possible. With that, that's it, Ms. Langford. I appreciate your time and looking forward to hearing in the breakout sessions. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, I think that if you might stop sharing. I think we're going to have a brief word from Dean Shetty. Are you with us, Dean Shetty?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for organizing this. Hi. In fact, it is nice to see. I believe I know most of you, except a couple of you who might have been here before 2012, but I have met you in advisory committee meetings. So I'm glad that you are able to give some time to us so that your stories can be shared by the faculty, by the students. So it is some kind of a motivation to all of them because I had been hearing some of the recent experiences, and those experiences are very valuable to our students as they look for jobs and make progress. In fact, some of you are actually had been doing it. In fact, I met Mr. Leatham last week. He was giving tips to some of the students about electrical engineering, how to organize themselves, look for jobs, what we should be doing in the curriculum. So either as a member of the advisory committee or even otherwise, please be in touch with us because this kind of interaction not only helps students, it helps the faculty, it helps the curriculum. So we can change, we can continuously improve and assess ourselves so that what we are doing, it makes more sense, which is more applicable to the society and the students. In fact, the school had been doing very well. We had been growing, and we have, apart from the master's program, we have 3 new programs. In biomedical engineering, we have started graduating students. It is ABET accredited already. Then we have started 2 new programs, one in computer engineering. Students are at the 2nd year now. And we have cybersecurity, new undergraduate program. There also, students are at the 2nd year. So these are all the 2 new programs. And we just got approval for our Master of Science program in cybersecurity, which will be like a hybrid, both like in class as well as virtual. Navy has shown a lot of interest, so we might be running a separate online program to Navy actually in that case. So it is growing overall. So please be in touch with us, and I want to thank you again for giving some time really well, and then I want to congratulate all of you. And this type of event, perhaps we will do more often. This is the first time we didn't have a clue how it would turn out to be. So it looks like it has all the characteristics of being a good event, and we will do it properly in the future. So I actually, yesterday I had a meeting at the Dean's Council. I was telling other deans, this is what we are doing. And everybody was quite surprised and impressed that we are doing this. So it's all due to you. So thank you very much, unless you have any questions for me.
Thank you, Dean Shetty. Thank you very much. We're going to go. We have two more graduates who've joined us today. I really appreciate all of your time. I do hope that we can get to breakouts. If you all have to go back to work, I certainly understand. But we do want to try to get to everyone at least for their opening remarks, and then we'll get to breakouts if we can. So Babacar is up next, if you would. If join stage, and then we'll share your slides. I have your slides.
I think Miss Langford, is it Ludwig? I think his, I don't know, I keep hearing background noise from his microphone. Just
Oh, well, let's just take care of that. I'll mute him in one moment. Let me just share this. Is that right? Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guys. Here we go. It's from here. There we go. Am I sharing Babacar? No?
I don't see anything.
Trying here. There we go. There you are, right?
Yep. Sure. Thank you.
Take it away.
Good afternoon. I've honestly been in awe of just everyone that's presented, because it's copy paste to what I was gonna say. Everyone's done a pretty good job of highlighting all the important stuff. My name is Babacar Ndoye. I graduated with a bachelor's in mechanical engineering from UDC in 2021. Since then, I've been working at the Kansas City National Security Campus operated by Honeywell as a product engineer. When I did come to Kansas City, similar to Lali, I believe, I came into the rotation program, which allowed me to get started in multiple different departments and kind of build on the experience that I already had at UDC, but also getting a introductory step into the industry as a whole. Again, I'm probably going to say similar to a lot, but similar to Denikka, it's also a government contracting / government job. So there is a significant emphasis on work-life balance. So that's been really good to both come into with the rotation program and come in with a solid work-life balance. I felt like it just gave me all the opportunities that I could have. In my role, I am a product engineer, so I'm in charge of managing the life cycle of the products that we make. So from conception all the way to having a fully working part. So I work with a natural team here with a process engineer who's perhaps more involved in the day-to-day process of the parts, and our quality engineer who ensures that we have all of the right quality metrics and that they are met. And as a team, we kind of work through and deliver product to the best of our ability. So yeah, it's been a really good experience. Next slide. Is there something you wish you had done? I struggled a little bit with this question because I feel like I was presented with pretty good opportunities at UDC as a whole. And early on, I came in, I wasn't necessarily sure what I wanted to do. Started in mechanical engineering, continued down the path, but I did have other interests in other engineering, so I wasn't sure. The more I stayed, the more I worked through it, the more I got a picture of what I wanted. In my junior year, got to work with Dr. Tiagi, who allowed me to perform some research in his nanotechnology lab, where I actually took a lot of the parts that Giancarlo was working on. Coincidentally, I guess, well, not coincidentally, but the parts that we were researching were provided by KCNSC, where I work today. So that was a pretty easy transition and kind of having that network already set there. One thing I would have loved to do was kind of experience campus life a lot more, because DC is a special city. I'm living in Kansas City now, so I do miss the city and the community that UDC has. Um, Advice about education. I used to think this was corny, but there really is no end to learning. You got to be a lifelong learner, and always try to improve yourself in whatever role you're in, because everything is ever changing. Your role will change, your expertise will change, how you feel about certain products and projects will change. So you have to adapt and improve yourself throughout the entire journey. As such, to touch back to what Denikka was saying, my company does also sponsor you if you decide to go back to school. So I'm currently going back to school right now, trying to get a master's, which has been an experience for sure. Importance of a successful senior project. The senior project really, I think, prepared me more than anything at UDC for the working world. Mainly because as an engineer, you will likely be working with a team. So to get a grasp on project planning, get a grasp on teamwork, find the right balance and dynamic. How do you communicate to your team if certain things are being met, if certain things are not being met? All of that will really help you and develop your soft skills a lot when you come to getting into the working world. Networking. Your network will take you a long way. I've kind of named a lot of names, but there probably isn't a person. There are many people here that I haven't interacted with and met and worked with. Skarleth mentioned some leadership experiences, so we work together a lot with the UDC Engineering Ambassador Outreach. There are a lot of opportunities at UDC. Every single professor probably has something going on. On top of that, we got different projects, UDC Steel Bridge, NASA, all of that. If there was an opportunity to learn from it and get involved with it, I tried to get involved with it. So yeah, I tried to put my hands in everything that I could. Also, be sure to connect with individuals that you go to at conferences. I did serve as NSBE president while I was at UDC, and that was a really beneficial networking opportunity where I could talk to NSBE presidents from different schools. Attended BEA, went to not even the national conference, but the regional conference of NSBE early in my junior year, and immediately got 2 or 3 offers. So there are many opportunities that you can find out there. You just got to really go search for it. And these connections will serve you to make you a better engineer and provide you with great opportunities wherever you want to land and wherever you are going to land. As far as job search, sell your worth because you are the commodity. Realistically, it's not the company that's the commodity. You're the commodity. You're the one who's the engineer. You're the one who will be providing all that benefit. So be confident in your abilities and chase the opportunities. So yeah, be sure to attend conferences, participate in as many projects as you can while at UDC. Like I said, I had no experience at all until I was a junior. So yeah, you can really reach out to any professor right now and you can find the right opportunity for you. And what is my company looking for? Like I said, we are government contractors. So we're focused on the national security mission, as well as since it is a Honeywell company, Honeywell runs by behaviors, and one of their key ones is integrity and yeah, just self-development. So I think that's all I had.
That's great. Thank you so much. Well, our last presenter, but certainly not least, is from Civil Engineering, Curtis Day. Curtis?
Yes, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
sorry I didn't get a chance to do my slides. So
That's okay.
do this without one. Just been really busy this week. So I'm Curtis Day, graduated UDC 2015, Civil Engineering, Water Resources. They really emphasize passing the FE, so I passed that before I actually graduated. And I got my PE about 4 or 5 years later. So my journey I'm currently working as a site civil engineer. Silver Spring at Delon, Hampton. But my journey to site civil engineering took a detour. As everyone has mentioned, the conferences are really important. I went to a NSBE conference my junior year, ended up getting an internship at Boeing, commercial airplanes in Seattle. So I did first summer there. I came back for another summer after my senior year, and actually it was my sophomore year, and then my junior year, and I got offered a job after my senior year. So I kind of had a decision to make whether was I going to do site development or go do airplane engineering. Decided to go to Seattle just to try to check it out as like a kind of once in a lifetime opportunity. I did 2.5 years in Seattle. Pramod was there when I was there as well. That was kind of cool. I think we graduated the same year. So after a couple of years, I realized my passion was in water resources and land development. So I moved back to DC, and I've been doing it ever since. So yeah, definitely go to the conferences, networking. You know, I try to go when I network. I try to go and get 5 business cards at each event. It's kind of like my goal. You know, follow up with all 5, and at least try to make one connection out of those 5. Some advice I have. What were some of the other questions? I don't remember. What did I wish I did at UDC? For me, I went back to college at 29, so I wasn't young, so I didn't get really a chance to kind of enjoy like campus life and you know, interact with my peers as much as I would like to. So that's something that I wish I could have had done at the time, but just life was in the way of that happening. Had really great professors, Dr. Beher, Dr. Z. They always encouraged me to get the PE. That was kind of their main focus of everything. You get the PE, you're golden, and it definitely has proven to be true. As you know, it opens up lots of doors once you pass that test. You know, because no matter what school you come from, it's kind of like a level playing field, right? Everybody has to pass the same test, and it kind of, you know, equalizes your degree to anybody goes. And at Boeing, we were there with people from all different type of universities, and you know, we were there from UDC representing for sure. So that was good. I don't know. I forgot all the questions. Give me one more question and I'll answer it.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll have a chance that if we get into breakouts.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you very, very much.
Okay.
And that is all of our presenters today. I am overwhelmed. I'm so excited that we did this. We want to have a few words from Dr. Nitcha, our Associate Dean. Dr. Nitcha, are you there?
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Langford. Yeah, I just wanted to say basically my advisor in graduate school, he used the term "cover yourself in glory," and I think that we've heard a lot of that from everybody's experiences here. So congratulations to everybody, and I'm glad to see you doing well. Okay, so this is not a fundraising pitch, but it's in my bailiwick. This is what I always do. Because I'm involved in accreditation. If we were like within the next couple of weeks to send you by email a link to a survey where you can weigh in on the program educational objectives from your respective departments in your program, would that be well received, or would you feel, oh, go away with that email? It's good?
It would be well received.
Okay, great. Okay, really appreciate it. Thanks. And that does loads for our accreditation effort, and we really appreciate it.
Excellent, thank you. All right, what I'd like to do, if we still have you here, is put you into breakouts.